employ a hard rubbish collection unit to come and collect the hard rubbish. As well as this, we now have new stipulations from the council saying that anybody that comes into this zone to collect rubbish of any description has to be certified, and they have to pay quite a handsome sum to be certified. So therefore, anybody that we choose has to have the certification. Then having a certification has made our collection of rubbish jump up in cost considerably. And in saying that, we pay rates for hard rubbish collection that we don't even get from the council. I pay additional to actually have someone come and collect the hard rubbish, and now I've had to pay even more because the person that I used to use doesn't have certification, so I have to go to a certified supplier who charges me triple what the other person used to charge. Go figure. It would be great if we could sort this out too, because it's really quite testing for everybody, especially when we pay such high rates and also have to pay such high fees to live here. And that's not even to do with the external area, which currently is also in need of actually some sort of maintenance to stop the people from getting into our area. Okay, one of my other things in this area is I love the gallery. It makes my day coming out and seeing a new piece of work almost every day. But one of my biggest problems is that we have a number of areas in the laneway that make it a little bit too industrial and a little bit too urban. And one of the things behind me, just on this side, is our car park. Secure car park are fabulous. They have made it a very secure area. We don't have as many infiltrations with people trying to climb in, etc. It's great. But one of the things that I would like to see is more greenery in this area, and I currently am working on, with the hope that Secure will be encouraged to join, an idea to green this area as a vertical wall of absolute lush greenery. Now, one of the things that a lot of people don't realise is the graffiti in this area has quite a toxic smell attached to it, and it's because this is a dead zone. And what I find is when the car park is full and we've got a lot of cars leaving in the evening, we also have a lot of fumes that come into this laneway. It can't be healthy for us. My suggestion in having a green wall here is that we're actually going to give him back oxygen, but also we're going to actually make this area a softer area and have more of a secret garden feel about this zone, which I think could actually help make this area less of a mischief zone and more of an interest zone. Not just at day, at night as well, as long as it's correctly lit. Now, I know that at the moment we've got incredible resources to create new lighting and interesting lighting that would be equitable to the interest factor of the graffiti. But we don't see any of it here, and most of it is private lighting that's been installed so that we don't have as many junkies using the laneway. Why can't we actually have public lighting in this laneway that gives us a feeling of it being a gallery as it is? There are so many amazing areas that have great images and fantastic graffiti, and they need to be lit so that people can see them both during the day and at night. I can't understand why in this technological age, where we could have easily powered solar power and we can do things as cheaply but also as effectively as possible, that we can't do something. Another thing that I think we need in this zone is seating. We have nowhere for people to sit except on milk crates or bins. And what we find with people that actually are proprietors or owners in the area is our bins get used as leverage to get higher to do graffiti. This to me is something that has never been addressed by the council and needs to be. If we need a platform or something, I don't know, but it would be great if we could actually have somewhere to put the bins so that the bins are not in the way, and have seating and somewhere that is available, or some type of scaffolding maybe that you can actually use to go a little bit higher with the graffiti, so that it's not going to be a problem to the residents or the owners of the businesses, but something that could actually help the kids get into, or not just kids, and I don't mean to be condescending in saying that because we have a lot of artists that are not kids, but something that would actually enable them to get up a little bit higher to actually embrace the size of their campus. Another thing that I think we desperately need, because a lot of us have bikes, is bike racks in the laneway, because it would be like having a car park, and that's another thing. I have a car. I don't have a car parking space. Funnily enough, I pay rates, but I don't have a car parking space. I don't even get a discount at the council car parking, which really amazes me. If you're not going to give us a car parking space, give us some sort of discount at the council car park so that we can use the car parks on a regular basis and we don't get as many fines as we get parking on the street. This is something that I've never understood since living in the city. And what stops us from then having bike racks that are right outside our back door, so that we can actually park our bikes outside the building and walk in the building, rather than having to find space in our building to actually put bikes in, which we don't really have. And our apartments are too small to actually facilitate. Okay, so it's not just the council's responsibility, and I know that, and I think the most exciting thing that's come out of Richard Brooks' study for us is that he has encouraged a number of more outspoken residents and business owners to get together to form a community, and I think that for me has been a highlight of the year, because finally we can discuss things with people that are like-minded and have the same issues as us, and that to me has been a godsend. Because seriously, you try explaining this to someone that lives in the suburbs and they look at you with horror and they just don't get how fantastic it is to live in the city, until they've actually stayed here and then they realise. And I think another thing that Richard's really brought to light for me is that there are places in the council that exist, and sometimes you actually need someone that knows where they are to get to them, because I swear I've tried to find the right places to ask about solar power, to ask about even water, for instance. The bins could be easily flushed with a reserve of rainwater that we have in our own tanks on this laneway. We've got so much roof space, but so much roof space to have solar power in this laneway, and nobody has been forthcoming from the council. In fact, they've all said way too hard, we don't actually assist, we don't even help, we don't even want to know about it because we've got more things to worry about than your personal solar power and your personal rainwater. We don't want that answer. We want, yes, we can help you, yes, this is how you go about it, and this is what it's going to cost you, and if you do it, we will help you with this amount of cost. It's not about us always getting everything for free. It's about getting some help to do it. And having Richard with this particular survey has been absolutely enlightening. And now I understand a bit more about different services that the council offer. There will be a different way of approach as well. I think that from my understanding of having had these small community meetings and small community conversations, there are a lot of people in this area that are very willing to actually become a community that you can come to and discuss the issues pertaining to the laneways. And I think that that's a very good thing for the council, because all of a sudden you have a group of people who will tell you what they want and what they think. But the problem is all of us have had the same response from the council, and that is no movement and all talk. And it's at the point now where we want some movement, and we want it to happen as soon as possible. We also are very wary of the fact that the council makes a hell of a lot of money out of all of the film shoots that you push down these laneways. And we're not happy about the fact that that money doesn't actually come back here. And we want it to come back here. And if it means that we have to picket you to get an outreach worker for the living room, and if we have to picket you to get the lighting sorted out in the laneway to stop people from having such serious problems with health and safety, we will. Because unfortunately you have sort of introduced us, and we're ready to take action. Thanks very much for listening.